Over the years, I've done everything you can imagine in real estate. I've flipped and wholesaled over 500 homes. I built a portfolio of single-family rentals I bought on my own. I also bought a portfolio of Airbnbs in another state. And then I started funds that bought big apartment buildings, now totaling over 500 units. On top of that, we even tried to buy a Kmart and convert it into self-storage. Unfortunately, the city denied us on the zone change, so that one didn't pan out. But the point is, I've done a lot of different things in real estate, and it's made me millions of dollars. But despite all that, I still think that up to this point, I've been doing it wrong. You see, I got into real estate back in 2010 as an agent. And it was during that time that hedge funds started buying single-family real estate as an asset class for the first time. You had companies like Blackstone coming in here to Las Vegas and going to the auctions and paying 100% of value for these homes. At the time, all of the flippers who were at the auction making easy money were getting pissed because Blackstone was paying market value for all these homes. And it didn't make sense to them, or even me as a young agent, why they would do that. But the reality is, they were right. They literally went to the auction every single day and just bought every property that was available. And the reason they could do that is because they had a 5 to 10 year time horizon on the real estate. They knew that the price was fantastic, regardless of whether they got it for 10 or 20% less. Think about it, these houses they were paying $100,000 for are now worth $400,000 today. So it didn't matter whether they got it for $80,000 or $70,000. The point was they just had to get as many of those homes as possible. And that they did. There were days where they were buying over 100 homes in a single day. And I know you might be thinking that was a unique time in history where prices were at all-time lows, but that is not actually the case. In 2018, I started wholesaling and flipping our homes to funds. I saw them once again paying crazy prices for these homes. They were paying 90%, sometimes even 100% of market value for the right home. And the typical home for them was something that was in the median price point, built 1980s or newer, and a 3-bedroom or more. And for me as the wholesaler and the flipper, I was happy to sell to them because they were paying top dollar and we would go make our $20,000 or $30,000 profit. But now looking back at it 5-6 years later, I see that they got the better end of the deal. These houses that I sold to them for $250,000 are now worth $500,000. So even though I made $20,000 on the deal, they made 10x what I made because they had a longer time horizon. And that was just my own experience selling to them in 2018. They've been buying since 2010 and they continue to buy today. Hedge funds are now back buying 90% of value plus for the right properties. And the reason is they know how it's going to play out 5 to 10 years from now. Real estate is undersupplied no matter how you slice it. They can raise interest rates to try and lower demand, but the reality is we still don't have nearly enough supply. We can't build houses fast enough, we can't build them affordably, and there are more sophisticated buyers coming into the market like hedge funds who are eating up all of these middle and entry-level homes. And if you watched any of my videos from last year when everyone said there would be this giant crash with interest rates or that COVID would cause this giant crash, I always said there's no possible way. There just isn't enough supply of homes to sustain a crash. And when you have all these people sitting on low interest rate mortgages, they're definitely not selling because they have nowhere else to buy. And so when I watch these hedge funds still buying houses today at the higher prices, at the higher interest rates, I know that they believe real estate here is going to go up in the next 5 to 10 years a lot. Or else there's no way that they would keep buying these. It wouldn't make any sense. And so they're going to continue to hedge their bets and buy single family real estate and get great returns. And this leads me to where I believe my real estate strategy has been wrong to this point. All this time, I thought that if I wanted to build a big portfolio and start funds, then I would have to go after commercial real estate and buy multifamily or office or storage or any of these asset classes in commercial real estate. But the reality is the big opportunity has been under my nose this entire time. I can start buying single family real estate at scale right this moment. We already have my house flipping company that finds deals every single week. And if we had a bigger buy box like a hedge fund has, we could get deals every single day. Because remember, with house flipping and wholesaling, you need a much bigger discount as compared to a property that you're going to hold the next 5 to 10 years. So you're not necessarily worried about getting a great deal today. You're more worried about getting the right kind of asset that's going to perform the next 5 to 10 years. So not only do we already have the deal flow to be able to do it, but we also have the relationships with realtors and wholesalers to get even more deals. And we already manage construction on all of these flips, so we'd be able to do construction and get all these properties rent ready. The only thing we'll need to build out is property management, which won't be that hard. We are either going to buy a company, or we can start a company from scratch, or utilize third-party property management until we get that going. All in all, I've decided that instead of selling all my properties to other funds, I might as well sell my properties to my own fund. I might as well start taking down these deals that we weren't interested in before as flips, and then buying them with the fund. I believe that Vegas real estate is going to explode in the next 5 to 10 years. It's already been in the top 5 in terms of appreciation nationwide, but when you add all these other things that we've got going on, I believe it's going to stay there or even go to the top. The Oakland A's just announced that they're moving to Vegas. This is kind of full circle for me because I got drafted by the Oakland A's in 2010. We've already seen the Raiders and the Golden Knights have a ton of success and bring a ton of exposure to the city. LeBron James has already said that he wants to own the expansion team that's going to come to Vegas for the NBA. So sports-wise, we're gonna have it all. On top of that, when you mix all the businesses that are coming here, all the people who are fleeing California and coming here, plus the cherry on top of not having any kind of state income tax, it makes me very bullish on Vegas, and my mission now is to build a massive portfolio of single-family homes out here. And so we're gonna be starting a brand new fund that's gonna be doing just that. So if you're an accredited investor, you can invest with us in it by going to PinedaCapital.com and booking a call with our team. We're gonna be purchasing homes that are in good areas, they're gonna have rent growth and appreciation growth. And my vision is to perfect this model here in Las Vegas and eventually take it nationwide. I just think now, looking at the landscape and my skill set, we can do a lot of damage in single family, and it's a lot harder to do for most people, and so the returns are actually a lot better than multifamily. But it takes more work, which is what we're willing to do. But anyways, that is what we're gonna be doing going forward for the foreseeable future. I would love to have you join me. Click the link below if you want to invest, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.